Hey everyone, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are having a fantastic day. I also hope that you are warmer than I currently am. The hat and the gloves are because I'm in the main studio and I've literally just shivered through filming 10 for the week and there's no heating in here. And it's cold. Anyway, that's not what I want to talk to you about today. Last week, if you watched the channel, you may be aware that my wife and I purchased a new car. Well, new to us, a used car. We took her Nissan Leaf and we swapped it, traded it in for a 27 Bolt EV Premier with, I think, 72,000 miles on the clock. We're still waiting to pick the car up because there's a little bit of work that needs to be done with the car. But when we do, we will then be a 2-car household. And when we pushed that video out, a lot of you were asking why we didn't go for a Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus, or why we didn't go for this car, why we didn't go for this car. And our answer came down to price. You know, we were able to get the car for $15,000, $16,000, and we got a trade-in discount that pushed that price down to $15,000, $16,000, which made it much more affordable than, say, a brand new Tesla Model 3, which would have been 37 plus, depending on what we decided to go for. And so we went for a used car. There's a lot to be said for buying used rather than buying a brand new car. Certainly economies are a lot easier to deal with when you're letting somebody else deal with the depreciation, and the Bolt has depreciated a significant amount in that time. Part of the reason for that obviously is it's a high mileage car. We know that the battery pack will last, so we should be fine. At least data from other Bolt owners with high mileage cars suggests that battery degradation, because the car has a larger battery pack than, say, the Nissan Leaf, isn't as much of an issue as it is in the Leaf that we just got rid of. But it got me thinking, right? People were asking us why we didn't buy this car, and we gave, you know, the reasons that we gave. And we've talked before about barriers to ownership, but one of the things I've never really asked directly, and this is aimed at people who are watching this and don't have an electric car, is what is stopping you from buying an electric car? Because I'm really curious. I know price and affordability are among the answers that we're bound to get in the comments section, but I'm curious to know if there are any other answers that you are all going to give. For example, I've met people in the past who haven't made the switch to a fully electric car because they live somewhere with a very limited charging infrastructure. They live in the middle of a very large place, maybe a large state or a very large country in a very remote rural area, and they don't have access to charging away from home. That could be one reason why people have not made that switch, and they might make a switch to a plug-in hybrid instead. But another reason, of course, is affordability. Our very own Erin hasn't got a plug-in car because right now she is paying off student debts, and for her, affordability is key, and she's not reached that affordability point. But I also know people who are not buying plug-in vehicles because they don't yet have a vehicle that meets their needs. So I think it's really important to have that honest conversation about why we're not buying electric cars yet, or why some people are not buying electric cars yet, just as much as it is to have that conversation about what would you look for in an electric car, what would you need before you pulled the plug. So leave me your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're somebody who's just recently purchased an electric car, but in the past put it off, again, I want to hear from you. I want to know what the barriers were, whether it was, I don't have off-street parking, which I know, again, is a really large concern, or I wasn't able to finance it, or I was worried about servicing, all of those things. Leave your thoughts below, because one of the things I'd like to do over the next couple of months is maybe focus on ways to get around some of those issues. But until I know what your guys' experiences are, it's very difficult for me to offer advice and to come up with videos on that topic. So I'd like to hear your stories below. I'll be back next week with more content. Hopefully we'll finish off the LA Auto Show roundup and the Porsche Taycan video. I know a lot of you have been asking about it. It is now in the cutting room, as we say, and we'll be working on it. We are a small crew, so we have to pick and choose what videos get made and when. And editing a video like that, especially one with 6 cameras I think we had on that particular shoot, is a bit crazy. So please bear with us, it is coming. We're also prepping for CES 2020. We've got some new exciting things happening next week. We're getting our trailer so we can take all of our things to CES. And yeah, so I'll be back next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as usual, support us using the links below and keep evolving. Now let's go and get some warmth.